All right, I think we good. Are we going live? Yes, we are. Excellent. Well, good evening, peeps. Good to see you all on a Tuesday evening. And we'll start with some hellos and we'll go from there. So let's see. I don't know if Matisfaction's in here now, but he was. So hello, Matisfaction. Michael Morgan, what's going on? Marcos Gamma, happy Tuesday to you too, sir. I very much appreciate you being here as always. Byron Kennedy, what's up, my man? So this list of stuff, Snagglepuss, Hong Kong, Philly, Speed. I don't know where those words came from. None of those words are words of the week there, buddy. How much more? My pencil is very small. My arms are tired. I will talk about the word of the week tonight, as well as giving you a new one. But none of those words you have up there are words of the week. So hopefully you didn't write all those down. Who else we got? And we got my Gons boy. What's up, Gons? Yeah, Gons says, you got me this time, man. He was in there about an hour ago, dude. Let's see who else we got in here tonight. I thought I saw Will in here somewhere. Let's see here. Who got? Where we got? Who else we got here? Oh, here we go. There's the chat just jumped. Hi, folks. Welcome in. Here's Will B. Welcome. Mike Jernak. What's going on, brother? Ed Harrison's in the house tonight. Thank you, sir, for jumping in. Joe Kasparek. What's up? Spokane Bateman. Hello. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and I will be having a special guest on that most of you folks already know and love. He will be coming in to do my 5 and 5, and he's gonna do a little co-hosting with me later on. Grateful Panic, what's up, my man? Howdy, brother Turk. Love it, dude. Let's see. I know I'm old too, man. I always forget shit, so no worries. David Iverson's in the house. Cue Ball is in the house as well. Thank you, sir. Who else we got jumping in here? Me with Knives is here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Ed Harrison, yeah, Joe. Yeah, we got a. All right, we're doing good. We got almost 20 people in here already. I like it a lot. So, like I said, we will have a special guest tonight. We will have a 5 and 5 with that person. I've got a chat topic as always, story time, some previews, talk about a few different things. Should be fun. Just going to let the chat fill up a little bit more here, and then we will get started. Good to see some of you guys in here. Glad you could come in. I will mention this again later, but for somebody who already brought this topic up, okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Actually, I know my 3.0 in hand at the moment. Love this knife. Me too, brother. One of these days, I'm going to score me one of those. I did score 2 Asher knives recently, but they're not the Nomad. So I'm going to keep looking for that bad boy. Stacy Bolsterblade, there's Matisfaction. Thank you, sir, for showing up. Stacy is in the house. What's up, Sister Stacy? Who else we got here? I know we got some more new people that just jumped in the chat. All hail the Squirrel King. Yes, all hail the Squirrel King. So let me do some shout outs while chat's still filling up here. More people are filing in. That's cool. I like it a lot. Adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. It's not looking at the top of my head so much. So a couple of shout outs. Big shout out to Matisfaction. Some of you know why if you watched my videos. Can't say enough about him. Shout out to Mrs. Edge. She's been working on some things behind the scene for the July 5th YouTube.com/4th of July live stream giveaway. You guys are gonna like that too. I also want to shout out Lefty, and I want to shout out Tri-State. Both of those guys have been very helpful behind the scenes over the past week or two, and I will explain that a little later, hopefully too. Hello and shout out to Uncle Cow. He doesn't always get to watch these live, but he watches every single one of them after the fact. So when you get around to watching this, Uncle Cow, here's to you, buddy. Hope you have a good night. Hope you enjoy the live stream when we're done with it. So those are the big shout outs I have for this week. And let's jump up to pocket checks next. Let's have you guys that are in the stream, there's 24 of you, I think, in here now. Let's have you guys start throwing up some pocket checks when you're ready. Yes, Uncle Kyle is the man. I agree. And thank you, Gonzo and Mimo, for throwing up any links to channels in here or people that I shouted out. If I shouted them out, you're welcome to throw up their links and give them a little bit of free advertising. Matt, I have 2 pockets. Well, then tell me what you got in both, brother. One other thing I'd like you to do, if you haven't already written your pocket check in tonight, just to make it a little different, I want you to put your pocket check in, and I want to tell me what kind of shirt you're wearing. For instance, I am wearing an Arizona Wildcats shirt tonight. So just tell me what you got on. I don't want to know I don't know what bra color it is or what underwear you're wearing, or if you ain't wearing any. I don't want to know any of that. I just want to know what kind of shirt you're wearing tonight, just to make it a little fun, a little different, right? Maybe you're in uniform. Maybe you're, right? Maybe you're wearing a work uniform still. Maybe you're chilling out with a tank top on next to the pool while you're listening to my live stream. Whatever it is, tell me what you got on. All right? For me, it's an Arizona Wildcat shirt because it's hot as hell in this garage, but also it's summer, and I like the Wildcats. Who else we got popping in here? We got David Iverson, Gonzo, Will B. You guys, oh, cool. Very, very cool. All right, so what else am I going to talk about while you guys are starting to throw up pocket checks for me? Alan Graywolf, what's up, my man? We're doing good, buddy. Throw up a pocket check for me, and with your pocket check, I want to know, Alan Graywolf, what type of shirt you're wearing. For instance, I'm wearing an University of Arizona Wildcats shirt. Just tell me what you're wearing. It could be a button-down polo. Maybe it's a tank top. Maybe you're wearing who knows? Maybe you're not wearing anything because you're sitting next to the pool with a pair of swim trunks on. I don't know. All right, so let's start with some pocket checks and see where we're at. And then I will show you guys what I am carrying tonight. I think the very first one in here is Mike Jernak. It looks like Mike is first. So Mike has a Petrified Fish 949X, the baby petrified fish, yep, and a big red EDC shirt. There you go. See, Mike's got it. He's right on top of it. All right. Byron Kennedy, Cold Steel Recon 1, Milwaukee Fastback Razor, American Buffalo K&T Stockman, a blue plain work t-shirt because I'm eating pizza and cutting grass there. Well, okay, that makes sense. I am one of those people. I cannot eat messy food with a good shirt on. I just can't do it because it always ends up on my shirt. I don't care how careful I am. I don't care whether I put a napkin over my neck. It makes no difference. I wear a good shirt when I eat messy food. It ends up all over me. So I hear you, brother. Let's see. Michael Morgan has a Murdered Out Yo Jumbo, a Kaiser Urban Bowie, an Olight i3T Titanium. That's a nice light, dude. I love that, not light. Crush Metric Switch Pen Brixton Random Company t-shirt. Okay, there you go, man. That works too. Let's see. Oh, Trat just took a big old jump. Let's see. We got Native Wildman. First of all, hello, sir. Welcome. Thank you for coming in on Tuesday. Always a pleasure to see you here, my friend. Wearing red underwear over boot ties. This is why I threw this in there. I knew it would make the evening fun, guys. Wearing red underwear over boot ties. Do you have a red cape on as well with a big S on the back of it for super fishermen? Joe Kasparek has a CRKT Rip Snort, a Rough Rider 222, a Fenix PDR 36R light, shorts, and a red apron because he's barbecuing. There you go. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Spokane Bateman says he's got a ProTech SBR and an Olight i3T Plus. Man, those Olight i3Ts are good lights, man. The 3 and the 5, those are some fantastic lights. So let's see. So this is going to be a long one because it's Will B. So Will B's got the Grimsmo Northman, Kaiser Bagulator XL, Civivi Chevalier, Megaron Bologna, Olight Baton 3, Everyday Grafton Pen, and he's wearing a Wings Over Meridian staff shirt from his Navy days. All right. Very nice, sir. Much appreciated. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Gonzo says he's carrying an Asher Pickett and he's wearing his Mario shirt. All right. I like that. I could dig that. Let's see what else we got here. We got Stacy. I've messed with my blacked out Mike Emler Sea Snake. My shirt covered in kitty fur is Break the Chain Operation Underground Railroad. All right, very cool. Double Dog, hoorah! Hoorah, brother. All right. Pocket checks, Devil Dog. And what shirt do you have on today? Me, I'm wearing Arizona Wildcats. Could be whatever. Just tell me what you're wearing for a shirt, if you're wearing one. So like I said, some people might be hanging by the pool, chilling. Where did chat go? Here it is. I found it. Let's see. It was, do you eat as fast as you did in the Marine Corps? No, I still eat fast, but not that fast anymore now. Let's see. Unless I'm like trying to shovel food in my mouth during a break at work. I'm Grey Wolf. I'm carrying a German Mercator and sitting shirtless after a long day of work. That's okay, brother. Perfectly fine. Let's see who else we got down here. Grateful Panic. Brass Boog Out. Is that like a weird bug out? Kaiser Hiccup. Kaiser Hiccup's a cool knife. F5.5 coin, Machine Air brass pen, and a Ruka That'll Do shirt. All right, got you, brother. Joe Casper. Gonzo reviews. I saw the message and I answered it. I don't know if you saw that. All right, so you guys are talking about some side hustle here. Cue Ball has the Asher Nomad 3.0 and the Demco 80 20.5 with goat brass scales and backspacer. I saw the photos you posted of that. Very nice, brother. I can't wait to see that knife in person in about another 10 days or so. Very cool. Let's see who else. Somebody else in here? I don't think that's everybody's pocket checks, man. Don't forget about me. Alan Grey Wolf. Wow, man. There we go. He's got the Boker Kalishnikov Black Widow Hawkbill. Oh, I like that. Civivi Imperium, very nice. Case Texas Toothpick, Witch's Brew. K-Bar Hunter, yes, I have the cape. All right. Very good. What good is the rest of the suit without the cape, right? And chat just jumped again. Ed Harrison says, no shirt, no shoes, no blade. What? The no blade part. What? David Iverson. He's got a Hinder Eclipse Bowie full tie, a Hinder Emmett Bowie, a Victorinox Alox Pioneer X, Leatherman Skeletal CX, Forrest Hank, Olight I1R Pro, and I3T Plus. Urban Design, We the People pen, Living the Dream tee. There you go, baby. With all that stuff you got in your pocket, you are living the dream. For sure. Who has heard from Todd Carr recently? Not I, sir. Have not heard from him. Me with Knives. Me with Knives is carrying a Gerber Sedulo, a modded Massillon Ultra Mini, Lumen Top Tool 2.0, butane lighter, Leatherman Surge, Zebra F701, and an Army t-shirt. All right, yeah. Well, there you go. Army t-shirt. I like that. That's all good, man. Let's see. Devil Dog. Of course, your opinion matters, just not to my shirt. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else throwing up pocket checks right now? Oh, here we go. Urban Woodman. What's going on, brother? Haven't caught up with you in a while. I missed out on a few live streams over this past week, mostly because of work, but also because there's been some personal family stuff that's just been taking up a lot of my time. And so I haven't really had the time or the energy to jump into a ton of live streams. So I'm sorry if I haven't seen some of you guys in a week or two, but I miss you all anyway. So especially you, brother. It's good to see you. So you got what you said, smoking a 2.25 pound T-bone steak for the last 2 hours. We'll be reverse searing it here in a bit. Y'all have fun. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, you're cooking out on the grill, making yourself some dinner. Well, you don't want to ruin a steak, man. So do what you got to do there, and you can always jump in a little later. I think we got everybody that's in here's pocket checks. There's 30 people in the stream right now, and there's only 18 likes. Okay, guys, that's just not going to do. Mash that button for me, okay? Hit that like button. Darnell B, what's going on, brother? Don't forget to throw your pocket check up so everybody can see what you're carrying, all right? Johnny 5 EDC, BM Ballet, and a custom 84 millimeter Swiss Army knife. Very nice, sir. I like it. We also told everybody to put up what shirt you were wearing today, what t-shirt, whatever it is, golf shirt, t-shirt, whatever, and if it has something on it, tell us what it is. Let's see. Anybody? I think I got everybody. I think I might have gotten everybody that put one up there. So we will jump down here to the bottom of the chat. So I will tell you what I'm carrying today because I always like to do that. So today I have a small size Mrs. Edge fidget ball. These are cool. This is the little dodecahedron ball. This one has a red bead, acrylic bead in the middle of it, and then blue, and then white silver around the outside. So that is one of the things I'm carrying today. I'm also carrying, as always, I always carry some kind of Swiss Army knife. Usually it's the classic. This is in banana yellow. There we go. I don't know why that didn't focus better. I always carry one of those. I've got the Eionan R2 Pro. A couple of people in the stream are carrying these. I'm carrying the Asher Pickett. This was one of the two that we bought in that factory seconds deal. And I'll tell you about this in a little bit. I'll explain what I noticed on these, but they're basically almost perfect knives, so no big deal. And then, oh, it's a recent acquisition as well as being what's in my pocket today. Yes, the Wii Roxy 3. I feel giddy. Wii Roxy 3, sweet little knife. I just got this thing. Just came. It's awesome. So that's what I got in my pocket. Oh, well, forgot one more thing too. Mrs. Edge microfiber cloth handkerchief. That is microfiber too, by the way, with that patterning on it. Isn't that cool? It's got like, I don't know, like some kind of like embossed floral pattern, which I think is kind of neat. So that's what I got, guys. That's what I'm carrying. And I'll see if I missed anybody else's comments here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Leland Phil, what's going on, buddy? How you been, man? I've seen you in a few of the streams. And just a reminder to everybody too, July 5th, which is going to be the day after 4th of July, my Tuesday live stream, there will be a giveaway. Actually, there will be more than one giveaway. But you must be present in the stream that day, and you must be here for the giveaway in the live in order to have a chance to win. So some of you already know there is an Orion Solaris that I ordered brand new as part of the do something kind for someone, pay it forward thing that happened to me. So I am giving that knife away as well as some other items, and there will be at least 2 giveaways. Okay, so I will mention that again later in the evening as well. Gonzo, let's talk pocket organizers. Devil Dog, really, the 5th is after the 4th? Yes, I'm a Marine. Okay, I'm saying that for everybody's, you know, not for everybody else, but for myself. All right, just remember, it's the day after 4th of July. I'll be doing a belated live stream celebration, and I will be doing some giveaways. So let's see, what else have I got to talk about here? I talked about the shirts. Friday knife review. I always usually give you guys a heads up or a preview about what's coming on the channel this week for knife reviews. This week will be the Damn Designs Invictus, the G10 version of the knife. I don't have that to show you tonight because I already put it in a box with other knives that I received and that were on loan from Grumpy Grunt, and I sent those back to him this morning. So you'll just have to wait until Friday to see that, but it's a really cool knife. As a matter of fact, I may or may not be buying a Thai version of it. Hint, hint. But anyway, that will be this Friday's knife review. And I have a ton of really cool knives coming up. I've just been trying to get through some of the knives I've been loaned. I hate to keep people's knives for very long, so I wanted to make sure I got those knives done and got them back to Grumpy. And that will be this Friday, the Damn Designs Invictus. Gonzo says, "Don't worry, guys. I already won the Solaris." Let's see. Yeah, we got you, buddy. Byron Kennedy, pry bars too? No, I haven't bought any pry bars recently. I've been looking at a couple, but I had one and I carried it and I didn't really use it that much. So I actually gave it away to somebody as a gift, but I'm thinking about buying another one. For me, one thing that pry bars have to have, they have to have a clip. I will not carry a pry bar that doesn't have a pocket clip. If I can't clip it onto one of my pockets, like my left side pocket or something like that, or a back pocket, just clip it in a back pocket, I don't want to carry. I don't want a big chunk of metal with a pointy end on it sticking me in the leg or anything. So that's just me. Let's see. Gonzo Reviews says, "You mean you won the one from Grumpy? I want that one. That's too nice." Grumpy's hasn't been given away either. No, I think what he's trying to say is Gonzo already won a Orion Solaris before. I think that's what he means, because he had one, and I think he traded it or sold it or gave it away or whatever. Let's see. What else have we got here? We talked about that one more time here. I'm going to put this up. Okay, I'll mention that again a little later in the review. So I told you guys I had a special guest tonight, and I do. I do have a special guest. So that person is going to come on, and they're going to do the 5 and 5. And then they're going to hang out for our chat topic and story time. Okay, so let me get a link put up here in the chat, and we will get him in. Aberdeen Blades, what's going on, brother? Yes, that is true. So for those of you who have asked about the word of the week thing, or if you've never been in my stream when I discussed it, every week on the live stream I show, or I say, or sometimes I do something like this. Okay, on the screen. That's the word of the week. You want to write those down and keep track of them. Okay? The more words of the week you have, the better chance you'll have to win some of the big giveaways I'm doing later in the year. Like, say, at Halloween or at Christmas, or as soon as I get to 500, which lately I haven't really been growing subs very much, so who knows when that's going to be. But there will be some giveaways in the fall, and those words of the week will help you have a chance to win things that other people can't. If you know the words, especially if you know all the words, you have to go back and watch my live streams to figure them out, I guess. It'll be worth your while. You'll be able to have a chance to win some stuff that other people will not be eligible for because they don't have the words. So, anywho, man, the chat is just jumping like crazy here tonight. Holy cow. Yes, yes, cue ball. Mayo could be used as lube, yes. Satisfaction. I've not been writing the words down. Oops. Well, you don't have to write them down. You can commit them to memory, but I know you, Maddie, and there's no way you remember all the words that I've given out. So far, I have done, including this one, there has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words of the week. 8. And I know a few people here have been writing them down every week and keeping track. So, so just do it, man. Keep track of them. And you can go back and look at my old live streams, because I usually put the word on the screen. I usually say it. I usually show it on a flashcard. I do different things to try to make sure you guys have at least 2 opportunities every week to find out what the word of the week is. Jason Brown, where did he go? Chat just jumped again. Jason Brown's in the house. Can I have $1? You may have 2, sir. 2. You're too good just for $1, okay? All right, so it looks like, let's see here. I see my man is in there. I'm going to bring him into the stream. Ready? Here we go, folks. Yes.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise. The Squirrel King himself. The mayonnaise maestro.
No one could have guessed it was me. Gons wanted to talk pocket organizers, so I would like to talk pocket organizers.
Okay, we can do that for a few minutes, sure. Absolutely.
He has sent me down a rabbit hole, and I love him for it because this is fantastic.
That's for you.
Thank you, buddy. So you can fit a knife in this particular one. He has a different one, but you could put knives, flashlights. I got the zipper pouch with my secret squirrel patch on there. Inside, you could put whatever. I have a jank coin and a pair of titanium tweezers for my geocaching.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I got this one because you can also fit my giant phone in there.
Ah, that I like. I like being able to stick the phone in there.
And the whole thing fits in my pocket.
See,
so Gonzo reviews.
Yeah,
yes,
I like it. That's kind of cool. See, that's the kind of thing I could use when I go hiking on a short hike where I don't have to bring a backpack and stuff.
Yeah, and it was like $18 or something like that. But Gonzo, thank you. He showed his ARC one, and I wasn't on Amazon, so I went on Amazon and found this one.
Maddie, send me a link later for that.
I will.
I can look at it. I've tried a couple of pocket organizers, but I always.
Yeah, Marcos sent me this.
Did
I was wondering if he would catch it.
But I always find trouble finding the right kind of pocket organizer. I carry them for a little while, and then I find that like they're too bulky or they don't have the right stuff in them. So
this one's pretty thin.
But I would like to check that one out. Sure, absolutely.
And it's got loops if you want to put paracord and wear it like as a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Gonzo. You sent me down that hole, and it's fun.
Very cool.
All right, so you wanted me to do 5 for 5. So I found the 5 that I've been playing with lately. So do I just get into it?
Well, tell everybody what the 5 knives represent for you. Are they just 5 knives that you're into at the moment?
Yeah, today they're just fun ones.
Okay, that's cool. We
can do that. Is a special.
Wait, let me bigify you first, because you get the whole screen to yourself during 5 for 5, brother. Right?
All right. This is a special mention because Alan, he's carrying one today, and this is an awesome knife. Everyone should have one. This is that German Mercator, or however you say it. Mercator, K55K. It's got a cat. Meow. But this is cool. Everyone should have one. Anyway, so the first knife is, of course, my turn, which is better than cue balls, because I have the Timascus thumb studs, and his are boring.
That's a tactile, right?
Yep. The rock wall.
The rock wall.
Oh, so cool. I love it. Hey, Brant. So this one goes all right in my pouch. Next, of course, is the TRM Atom. I love this thing. I put some rubber bands on it.
Awesome knife.
And I've been using it so I can get the action smooth. I got it smooth to here, and it's still working on this part.
Mm-hmm.
Cue ball. You're just jealous. Mine and Stevie's is better than yours. But I love this one. It's very thin. You know what? I think a lot of my knives, no, never mind. They're not. I was going to say a lot of them are thin, but they're not. Of course, number 1, 2, 3. Gungnir. I think these are just my most fidgety knives right now. But we were talking about this the other day, and I can't put it down again. Cue Ball is selling one, so go get it. Go get you one. This is fantastic. I know it's a little expensive. And then the next is the Megaron Flicks. I got this from Jake. This one is very fun. It's got that smooth action I like.
The Megaron, huh?
Yeah. Woo! This one is really fun. It's
What
got
does that puppy there go for?
I don't know. Jake sold it to me for a good deal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much that opened. Well, I didn't know what it was until I bought it from him. I thought it was really cool looking. But there's that one. Cool little color in the pivot there. And then before I do my last one, I got a Squirrel Hank.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, Vince Semper Fi sent it to me. And this one's really cool. Oh, the little squirrels. All right, and this one is my newest knife. My Ahab, finally.
Oh, yes.
Wood scales.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about this knife. I just got it.
Wooden handle, artisan cutlery. What's it got for steel?
AR RPM 9.
Nice.
With titanium hardware. And what's cool is the wood is just held on with 2 screws. So the pivot's hidden. So it's kind of very minimalistic.
Mm-hmm. I like it, yeah. Very clean looking knife. Lefty's in the house, by the way.
Lefty!
What's up, brother?
But this one is really cool. I've wanted it since I saw it at Blade Show West. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
You know, some knives call to you, and this one, it really did.
Yep.
And there's little details, like they put a tiny little bit of jimping there just so you could get your finger right there and do what you got to do.
True.
But I finally got it.
I like when knife makers do something a little different. Like you said, I like that there's no pivot showing. I think that's super cool. Right?
And I took it I'll show you. I took it apart. It's just 2 screws real quick, and you can see like it looks like fish bones in there. It's kind of neat. Let me get it real quick. You'll see.
Yeah, the Lefty just said he called it the fish stick.
That's a cool name for it. Whoops, as I drop stuff. But
oh, Lefty, don't forget to throw up your pocket check. And what shirt are you wearing today? Since you came in here a little late. All right. Like for me, I'm wearing an Arizona shirt.
So 2 screws.
Yeah.
This comes off, and look, it looks like fish bones.
Oh, that's badass.
Very skeletonized. There's the pivot. And it looks really cool in there. But it's just 2 screws holding on. Kind of like the TRM is just 2 screws holding on the scales.
Right. So. And again, that's another design I think is great. It's always awesome to be able to change the scales without having to disassemble the whole knife.
Yeah, it's cool. And I'll never take off the wood scales. I got it because it's wood. But so yeah, that's all I got. There's the inside of the scales, all cool looking.
Very cool.
And so that's my 5 and 5.
That's your 5 and 5 for today, huh?
Cue Ball, yes. AM8 Flicks. That is the model of the Megaron. I completely missed all the comments. I'll go back and read it.
That's okay.
I was doing it. All right, you can.
Here's Lefty.
Oh,
Lefty's pocket check. Factor, Baby Barlow, couple of fidgets. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole that Lefty went down recently. A deep rabbit hole. A CWF light, a holes over studs shirts. Nice, man. Very cool.
Oh, my shirt is these guys. They're the ones who make your CPM steels, S35, Magna Cut.
Niagara, yeah.
Yeah, these guys are cool. So
that's the parent company of Crucible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says Crucible on the side there.
Oh, there you go, Crucible Industries. There we go. Yep. One of my favorite steel makers.
Oh, this is the fish stick.
Okay. I thought he meant the Ahab was the fish stick.
That's funny. It's really
cool.
Though.
He says, look at it closed. Yeah.
It is. It's got that nice rectangle shape. Just need a little bit of ketchup.
Yep. He is correct. So yeah, it is comfortable in hand, right? Viagra Industries. Yeah, that's what at first that's what I thought that said, Gonzo. I thought it said Viagra Industries.
Hey, everyone's got got needs they have to have met.
Oh, Hinderer. So let's see. What's he got? Brant's got the XM18, right? Of course. What else would he be carrying? Let's see. Winchester's in the house too tonight. What's up, fellas? What's up, you, my man? So, I like to have a topic every week. I like to bring up something to talk about, and it just for fun, just to get kind of conversations going. Yep. Yeah, you got your pocket organizer. Yep. Oh, you got two pocket organizers. Lovely. An EDC pouch and a pocket organizer.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna leave me up here all bigified, might as well.
I will let you show them off for sure.
Here's Jake's Jackknife.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's going down with this bad boy.
Yep.
But yeah, so I got my other squirrel patch there. There we go. Now I'm smallified. Right.
Now you're smallified again. So hey, real quick, I wanted to mention. I know a bunch of people last week jumped in. I mentioned this in my pocket check today. The Asher Picket, right? So these were all sold as factory seconds. Yep. My wife and I both bought one of these. They were $25. So some people were really lucky and got knives that they can't find anything at all wrong with. I looked over both of the knives that I received, and they both had the same very small flaw. So there's nothing wrong with the blade centering. There's nothing wrong with the materials, the action, or any of that. But right up here on both sides, I don't know if it's going to show this or not, but right there, right where the little choil is, on both sides of the knife, there is a smile.
Oh, yeah.
There's a smile on that. Yeah. So yours looks fine, right? Well, yours has actually got a tiny bit right there, right in the corner. So yeah, right where the blade grind ends and the choil starts. So mine has a little bit of a smile right there on both sides, and the one that my wife got also has that. And I'm sure that's the mistake, basically, right? So somebody when they were grinding these blades ground a little bit too far down and got into the tiny little sharpening choil there and left a little smile on it. Right?
That might be just part of the design since they all have it. Mine had a little scuff on the G10 right there. Just that. That's it.
Nice.
And I recommend taking off the clip. Make it a pocket dropper.
Yeah, neither one of the knives we got had any other blemishes, but they both had smiles back on the sharpening choil, just where they just kind of touched it a tiny bit, went a little too far on the blade. But still, S35BN knife for $25. You can't beat it, man. It's a great deal.
Johnny Quesada, hello.
So that leads me into a couple other things that I wanted to talk about here. We were going to discuss some things about knives. So my question for this week is, like we've talked about the history of blade steels. We've talked about some other stuff. My question for this week is, for you folks out there in the chat, are there knives that you currently have or that you have gotten in the past that you bought and then gotten rid of immediately? Have you ever bought a knife and said, this is not for me? Maybe the knife was fine. Maybe it was an okay knife, right? But it wasn't for you. Like, have you ever bought a knife and just immediately said, nope, that's not for me? So I'm curious what knives those were. So I want people to tell me basically what have you bought that you pretty much knew right away you didn't want to keep and you got rid of? I know there's got to be some. So I'll give you a couple of for instances. For me, recently, I sold a Benchmade Barrage. Now, that knife was brand new in the box, in perfect condition. I liked the way it looked. I loved that it was a solidly built, really cool looking knife. But I got it and I realized I didn't like it. Like, not that I felt it was a poorly built knife, I just didn't like it. I knew pretty much right away. And so I ended up selling that to somebody here in the community for a really good price. They got a deal on it, and I used that money for something else. But I don't think I had that knife 2 months, and I got rid of it. So Lefty says, nope, I love them all.
I usually research all my knives before I buy them, so I've only ever had that happen once, and that was the Kaiser Original.
Really?
I had it for like less than a week.
Was
and
it the size?
It was too small. I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. So I traded it to Gonzo, who was collecting the set, who then immediately sold it also.
Yeah, Gonzo doesn't. There's not many knives. He keeps some knives, but a lot of knives he moves right along with. Freak Show said the Malibu. Interesting. You know what I find interesting about that, Freak Show, is that there's so many people out there in the community who rave about the Malibu. Like Brandon from Everyday Minimalist, he puts that knife in his top 3 of knives he's ever owned, and he's got a lot of cool knives, right? And he's like, oh, it's one of my top 3 knives ever. So I always find it interesting when people get knives and they get rid of them. And again, it might not be because there's anything wrong with it. Maybe it just wasn't you. It didn't suit the way you carry, or didn't fit your hands, or right. So there's always knives like that. So Me With Knives says you have BK40. Dark Gravity said the Kaiser Bulldozer, right? Lefty says he loves them all. Yeah. Let's see. Cue Ball says I like the Malibu, though the textured version, not the smooth. And I've only held one Malibu, but it was a smooth one, and I want to hold the textured one because I don't think I would like the smooth one either. I think I would probably want the textured one if I were to get one. So
I like my Malibu.
Chat just jumped on me. Let's see. Gonzo says I don't sell my knives. Haha. Okay. Kaiser Roach for Johnny 5 EDC. That's interesting because again, a lot of people like the Roach. I'm more interested in the mini Roach than the large one. But again, that's a knife that you got rid of it. 28 likes, 38 people in stream. So hit the like button if you're here and you haven't done so already. All right, hit the button down there.
Grumpy Grunt.
Wildman says he keeps them all.
I like mine. I got the smooth one, but I like it. It's got good action. Why don't people like it? Too small, like Freak Show. Why don't you like yours? It feels good in the hand.
David Iverson says, I did that with a cold steel. Can't remember the model. Okay. Freak Show says, I had the Malibu for all 3 days. See, like,
he also likes
Grumpy's not in the chat yet, but I know, like, for him, that knife would be the F5.5, right?
He likes big knives, I think.
The F5.5. Grumpy got that and he hated it. Couldn't get rid of it fast enough. So let's see what else we got in here. Winchester said the Civivi Imperium with carbon fiber scales. Yuck. Interesting thing about carbon fiber too. Like, I used to buy knives and with carbon fiber scales and think, oh, this is cool and anything. But then what I started realizing was unless they're done just right, they kind of suck from a practical standpoint. They look good, but they're not necessarily the best for grip and texture. So carbon fiber is one of those weird things. It's got to be done correctly.
Tucson does a good job on their carbon fiber.
Yes, they do. One of the old Tucsons I bought from Cue Ball, that has textured carbon fiber inlays on the titanium handles, and those are really cool. They're super grippy. They almost feel like that stuff that, they're not as abrasive, but they feel like that stuff that goes on a boat or a bed liner, that kind of gritty, wavy feeling. Lefty says, my fastest move was probably the CRK in Koshi. Sold it within an hour of unboxing. That's fast, dude. That's very fast.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's a record.
Byron Kennedy says, only knives that I bought as gifts. I research and or try before I buy because of larger hands. I got you there, yeah. Let's see what else. Gungary will be the fastest one to leave the flock if it sells. Papa Rhino, not a fan of the Malibu. There's Grumpy Grunt. What's up, brother Grumpy? What's up? There's the Grumpmeister right there.
See, I want to enter his giveaway only for the golden monkey on the coin. I want that. But I already have a Solaris, so.
He says, I love all the free Chinese ones, especially when there's a check in the box. Speaking of knives, too. So some knives that I picked up recently. So since I have him on the screen with me here, I'm going to talk about this. So there was a knife I really liked. I picked it up. I put it in my hand. The very first moment I picked it up, I went, huh, what in the hell is this? Because I'd never seen it before. And it was Matt's knife. And I convinced him at the last meetup to let me take that knife home and borrow it so I could review it. Well, folks, if you did not see the video, the sort of unboxing video, because if you guys don't know, I hate unboxing videos, but I did the closest thing I could get to an unboxing video for Matt.
They're fun.
Because Matt bought me that knife. He bought me the Kunwu Ronin.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's freaking gorgeous, dude.
Anybody would have bought it.
I fell in love with this knife. Matt wouldn't sell me his. So you know what this guy did?
He
This
kept
big guy
asking.
here on the screen? He found one. JB was selling one, a first production just like his, and he bought it for me and had it sent to my house.
No big deal.
No, it is a big deal. That's the kind of guy Mattisfaction is, all right? This is a gorgeous knife. Titanium S35, nice lines, feels great in the hand, super, super fidgety. The first time I held this knife, I'm like, man, I got to buy one of these. He wouldn't sell me his. How many times? I asked you, what, about 6 times to sell me that knife?
That's because I like it.
That's like, no, exactly. He goes, I'm sorry, I ain't selling it. I like it, and it ain't going nowhere. So
I miss it.
You know, so that's, it's coming, brother. July 9th, you'll get it back.
I know. Any Arizona people, July 9th, we're doing a meetup at Cue Ball's house.
Yes, we are. So if you're in Arizona, hit us up. Let us know. Catch us through Instagram. Email us through get us in the channel, whatever. It's coming up fast. Saturday, July 9th, we are meeting up in Phoenix.
Gonzo, sadly, I did not get to keister it yet.
David Iverson said, Benchmade Mini Bug Out sold both of them. They were from giveaways.
Oh. David, you got big hands, right? The Benchmade Bug Out, the regular is already like small enough.
So other knives that I picked up recently, I also bought this, and Matt actually had a hand in this knife too, because I asked him, I said, hey, I'm thinking about a couple of knives in a certain price range. What do you think? This is the ZT 0450 Thai Sinkovich.
Very slicey little guy. I like the red in there.
Yeah. Slender. What did you say? Slender little fellow.
Yeah. Slender little guy.
But see, for me, here's why I bought this. Like, it was on my list, and I bought this because I work at a golf course, and I'm not a grounds maintenance guy. I work with the customers, right? So I can't walk around with a big ass knife in my pocket all day. I carry a bunch of keys and do all this other stuff. But this knife right here, I can put this in my pocket and carry this around and tie, and it's not going to take up a lot of room. So this will get a lot of carry time for me. And I just got this. It just came in last night. I sent Matt a picture. I was all excited. I'm like, oh my God, guess what came in the mail?
Oh, yeah.
The Roxy 3. I have to say, I just got it, but my initial impressions are this knife is totally kick-ass. It is totally kick-ass. I can fuller flick it. I can Spidey flick it. I'm terrible with opening knives, but this knife is tuned so nicely. The tuning on this knife is perfection. It's great. The detent's great. Fires open every time. Can't really fail this knife. It's tough to fail this, even if you suck at flicking knives. So look for a review on this coming up soon too. So there's that. And then I also, a Roxy 4. Yeah, the Roxy 4 is bigger, right? But that's also the older version of the knife. I think Stevie's got one of those Roxy. No, Stevie traded the Roxy 4 for the Roxy 3. So I think Grumpy has the Roxy 4, if I'm not mistaken. I also have this. So this is the gripper. This is the handmade, one of the handmade ones that he sold to fund the production knives. So this is made, I want to say it's made in Thailand or someplace like that by a custom knife smith, and they're all made by hand. So this is on loan to me from Satu Dave. This is another Thai knife. It's pretty cool. It's all handmade. Even the screws on this freaking thing, if you can see them really well, even these screws are all handmade. I don't know if I can get it to show up, but all the back screws, the pocket clips, handmade. Everything's handmade on this knife. So I have a review coming out on this next week, the week of 4th of July. There'll be a review coming out on this. And then Dave won in an auction for Brass Brigade. He won one of the samples of the actual production knife. So that's coming my way too to take a look at. I will be bringing this one, Matt and Cue Ball. I'll be bringing this to the meetup, by the way. So this knife will be there. All right. So that's what I've picked up recently. Those are some recent acquisitions. So I'm pretty excited about that stuff. Got a ton of knives in the pipeline. The what?
I want to check out that gripper. That looks pretty cool.
It's super fidgety, dude. Like Dave, he likes big knives, but he messed around with it, and he actually did do a lot of cutting with it because I don't know if you can really see it, but there's some marks on the blade right here.
Oh yeah, Dave uses everything.
Oh yeah, he told me I took that sumbitch out and cut with it. He's like, I used it for a whole bunch of stuff.
He could have a one of one, and he's putting that thing to cardboard and.
Oh yeah, exactly. So he's like, I used it just so you know, I cut with it before, like it was super funny. He's like, I hope that doesn't mess up your review. I'm like, no, that's fine. But it's still super freaking sharp. Like I cut some stuff with it. I'm like, man, this thing's razor sharp still. So the review coming up on this very soon, and then I think I'm going to be getting he's going to send me the production version. He sent it to somebody else, but then it's coming to me next. And Lefty, if you're still in the stream, shout out to you and Tri-State. I am going to get a chance to handle the Growler. That is coming my way soon. The Growler is coming to Eionan's Edge, so keep your eyes peeled, folks. I will be talking about it and showing it in a live stream when that happens. That's the bigger, chunkier knife that he's coming out with, along with the Mash, I believe it is, this fall, late fall, early winter. I think he's going to try to have those on the market. So,
Lefty, if you're still here, thanks for the shout out today, buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah. Kevin's a good guy, man. I like him. So yeah, Q-Ball says he has 2 of the production orders on grippers on order, but that custom fire. Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, it's the same knife, but it's all hand built. Everything, like I said, even the screws and shit that hold it together are all handmade. So it's been a fun knife so far. I haven't had it in a long time, but it's been fun to check out. So let's see, what else did I have up here in line for you guys? Hey, by the way, I'll throw this up one last time. There it is, in case you missed it. Okay, write down them words, people. Word of the week. What were we supposed to talk about?
What are you giving away with those words, or is it a secret still?
No. So we can talk about that real quick. So first, two things real quick. So every week on the channel, I do a 5 and 5. This week, Maddie did the 5 and 5. So yeah, great job, Matt. So, and that's because I didn't contact anybody that I was supposed to contact about doing the 5 and 5. I had such a crazy week over the past 7
I'm sloppy seconds.
Yeah. Well, you're always welcome on the channel, brother. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing lives. You and Grumpy, right? So basically, the 5 and 5 is this, folks. You come on, you bring 5 knives with you. They can be any 5 knives you want. I don't care if they're cheap knives, expensive knives, heirloom knives, knife your grandpa gave you. I don't care. And you basically get 5 minutes on, or so, I'll give you more time, on camera to show 5 knives off to everybody in the street. Now, you do not have to show your face. That is not a requirement for 5 and 5. You can just train the camera on your desk, your tabletop, your counter, and show off 5 knives and tell us what they are. But it's an opportunity for you to share some knives in your collection on my live stream. So if you want to do 5 and 5, just hit me up on Instagram or at eionansedge@gmail.com through my channel. Tell me you want to come on. We'll get you on and you can show off your knives. So that's what the 5 and 5 is all about. The word of the week. There have been so far, I believe, 8 word of the weeks. So this fall, Halloween, I'm going to do a giveaway. And Christmas, I'm going to do a couple big giveaways. And I will also be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway if I ever fucking get there. Lately, I have just been, subs have been just kind of trickling in, even though content continues to go up on my site.
That happens. It's all right.
I agree, but I digress. So the word of the week, the words are going to be used as part of a contest. You will only be eligible to be in that contest for that giveaway item if you have the word of the week. If you have all the words. The more words you have, the more chances you will have to win. So you should be paying attention to the word of the week. They are always shown or said or flashed on the screen at least twice in all of my live streams, minimum of 2 times. So if you go back and watch my live streams, you can get all the words of the week. And if you get them, my giveaways in the fall and for Christmas, you will need words of the week to give yourself a chance to win prizes that no one else can win unless they have the words of the week. That's how it works, folks. That's all I'm going to say for now. So,
is it a rock kid? Is it
that's
a
how it
Shiro?
works, baby. Right? Johnny Casada, what's going on, brother? Thank you for listening. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like button for me, folks, if you're in the stream. So that's what's up with the word of the week, guys. So I throw that up there a couple times on the screen. I usually flash it on a flash card. So, and I usually will say what the word of the week is. For this week, it's lube. Okay, lube. If you're just listening, lube is the word of the week.
And where do you come up with the words of the week?
Some of them are random, but some of them are they're with the end game of the contest in mind.
Oh.
So the more words you have, the more chance you'll have to. First of all, you can only be entered if you got the words, and the more words that you have, so if you have them all, the more chance you have of actually winning the grand prize. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So, yes, some of the words are random, some of them are not. Byron put up a whole bunch of words at the beginning of the chat. None of those ones that he put up way back at the beginning are the words of the week. None of them. Okay. Just so you guys know. But anyway, yeah. So I know there's some people in here. I know there's a couple people. I think Papa Rhino's been writing them down every single week. Grumpy says he doesn't like homework. I don't know what to tell you, big guy. You can still win. You just won't be able to win that giveaway.
Mayo is the only word I remember, Cue Ball. I don't remember any of the others.
That is true. I actually said that in the live. I'm like, all right, if Matisfaction, if you forget this one, buddy, something's definitely going wrong here. Oh, I know what I meant to mention. There will be a new fully deployed this Sunday. I did not do one last week. Some life things got in the way. Plus, I didn't really have an idea fleshed out completely, but I do now. So there will be on Sunday, there will be a new fully deployed Knife Puppet Theater drop, okay? So check that out. I know there's a few of you in here who like that. I'm getting ready to send the file along to Cara, Cole's wife, at Tri-State River Valley Creations, and I'm going to have fully deployed stickers made. So those will begin going into my swag giveaways when I do giveaways here on the channel. There will be more than one giveaway on July 5th, just so you know. One of them is going to be for the Orion Solaris, which I already have right here. It's still in the box. And some other cool shit that you cannot buy. You can only win. And there will be at least one other giveaway as well. So there'll be a minimum of two giveaways that day. So you don't want to miss it, man. Honey Bear, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in too. Brian Red says, no, Maddie, cottage cheese.
Oh, no.
Cottage cheese.
That'll never be a word. Oh, Jake is
more
here.
Guests on fully deployed. Actually, Stacy, there are more guests coming. There are definitely more guests coming.
Boom. One of Jake's early pieces.
Joe Kasperk says that's my Solaris. I hope you're right, Joe. If you win it, man, it'll be yours. There's going to be some other cool stuff that you can't get. You can't buy it. You can only win it, right? I have stuff that I give away that you cannot buy. It can only be won, right? So that's definitely that's coming up. The giveaway thing is going to be on July 5th, right? Let's see.
Who has not held a Solaris here? Who has not held one?
There's probably some folks out there.
Because they are amazing. They're kind of bulky.
Is that red?
Hand.
Is that the red one? That's
yep.
The red accent. So I have that same one, but only with the silver stonewash. I have the Raindrop Carbon Fiber, red accents, and silver stonewash.
Oh, I wanted black and black and black with pops of red.
No, the black is really nice. It pops really nice. It's a good looking knife. It's a chunky knife, but the cool thing about that knife, from my perspective, is it fits a lot of different people's hands. Unless you got, oh, you got two of them. Look at you.
Yeah, dude. This is my very first one.
Yeah.
And this is like number 5 or 6. And then all the rest were given away.
Oh, gotcha.
That's how much I like them. I think everyone should have one.
It is a very cool knife. And a lot of people don't know this, but that was QSP. QSP made that knife. That was their very first button lock that they ever made.
They nailed it.
They did a good job. And the Scorpio is the new one he has coming out. Right?
Oh, I know.
David mentioned that that's possibly going to hit the market in August, maybe September.
Yep.
The latest.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a little smaller, a little thinner, but kind of the same general look. It's got a drop point blade on the end of it instead of not drop point, a clip point, like a modified clip point. Right? Matt, are you still there?
Oh, sorry, I was reading comments. What? Sorry.
Oh no, the Scorpio. I've only seen it one time. It doesn't that have a modified clip point blade?
Yeah, with a little bit of jimping on the tip there.
Right on the end. Yeah, we put the jimping out there so you can put your thumb down on the where it drops down. It looks like a really cool knife.
It's like a perfect knife. It's a good size.
Yeah, I'm excited about that for sure. No doubt about that. So, what else were we going to talk about here tonight? I'm trying to remember. I lost track like 3 times on where I was at. Subs is where are we at here? New knives. Jeez. See, this is what happens when you get old, guys. You get old and you forget things, right? Like you walk in a room and you forget why you're there. I have to look through my notes here to figure out what my topics were. Oh, actually, the other part of the question that we were talking about earlier about are there knives that you've got and you've sold right away? So the second part to that question was supposed to be, are there any knives that you have currently that you plan to sell? Is there something in your collection that you want to part with? Right? Something you want to get rid of. Like me, I just got rid of a Barrage very recently, right? Sold that. I have a bunch of knives that I have to review, and then I'm going to give them away. Hint, hint. So that there's probably some knives coming up in reviews that you guys are going to have a chance to win in the fall, probably in October for Halloween, and maybe November and December, more than likely. So, any knives? How about you, Matt? Any knives that you're in your collection that you think you might be selling, trading, or parting with in the future?
I don't think so. I like all the ones I have now.
Some people, it's tough for them to sell knives, right? They get it.
I'm one of them. I'm a hoarder.
And part with it. Like I have knives that I'll never part with. I'll never get rid of the Kunwu Ronin. I'll never get rid of the Biblio that Grumpy gave me, right? I'll never get rid of the Nimble that I bought from Cue Ball, because all those knives have some personal significance to me and a connection to the people that I got them from, you know? So those knives aren't going anywhere. I'm not getting rid of my custom Richard Wright Rambo looking Bowie knife, which I will bring that to the meetup, by the way, so you can check it out. So there's knives like that, you know. I have my original bayonet knife from when I was in the Marine Corps, you know, like I'm not getting rid of that. That fucking thing's been all over the world with me. It was in the Middle East, you know. So that knife, I cooked Spam on the end of that motherfucker, you know, like tin foil and cut up Spam and held it over a fire with a bayonet knife and cooked it. And I still have that knife to this day, man, you know. So that knife, there's a knife like that not going anywhere. The 2 knives that I got from Satu Dave, they'll never leave my collection. You know what I mean? They'll be in that collection forever. So some other people are starting to throw up some knives here.
Yeah, Jake is selling some. He had a sale.
Yep.
What's that big one, Jake? With the cool blade design.
You're something up there by the fall. Yeah, hopefully, Darnell. Hopefully you're right. It's just the last couple of weeks. It's just been a trickle. You know, usually I see like a fair amount of subs come in over each week, and the last couple of weeks it's kind of been like just a trickle, you know, like a drip type of thing. But I'm not worried about it. I know that they'll come. So let's see. Honey Bear, he got a list over here. Peño Brava, Olamic Necker, Wee Fornix. It's a constant work in progress, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Sometimes people buy knives, get them in for a while, and realize it's not quite their thing, and they want to sell those and buy something else that's nice. And I understand that. Like for me, most of the time, my budget is very small for knives, right? It takes me a while to save up for an expensive knife. So even though I have a lot of free time on my hands now that I'm older, I don't have the kind of disposable income I had even just 5 years ago. So, you know, sometimes you got to get rid of something if you want to buy something better, right? Let's see, anybody else stop in here? I have one knife that I'm giving away. It's a Buck Langford. I think that might be Grumpy's pocket check. M4 Makar Sharman and a wee beacon. Yeah, that's his pocket check. It's Native Wildman says it's a nice knife for the price. Yeah, it's free. Exactly. It's a free knife. There's nothing wrong with that. Shane says, hey, what's up, brother Shane? How you doing, my man? He says, I'm very satisfied with what I have at the moment. Okay. Yeah.
Grumpy's getting rid of his shaman. I guess I'll take that piece of crap off of him.
Is he getting rid of it, or is he just posting his pocket check?
I mean, we're talking about getting rid of knives, and he posted those too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, whatever. I'll take that garbage off of him. No, it's fine.
I'm just looking to see if anybody else is. There's others too. Our knife swap helps stretch your budget and touch all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Knife swap. And I get that. Yeah.
Grumpy gets 40 emails.
For me, I don't really have at the moment, at least, I don't have any like moderate to expensive knives that I want to get rid of. I have some like budget to affordable range knives, meaning, you know, $50 to say $100 knives that I might part with, and I probably will give a couple of those knives away, like I said, in the fall once I've had a chance to review them. But I think I've sold over this past 12 months, I think I've sold or traded 2 knives. One I sold outright, and another one I traded to somebody. A knife that I had in my collection that I gave away, this is going back a ways. I had a ZT 308, and I got it, and I wasn't as enamored with it as I thought I would be, because it was a really big knife, and at the time I had a job where I could not carry a big knife at all. I lived in California at the time. And so I got rid of that knife, and I kind of wish I didn't, because now that I live in Arizona, I can carry any freaking knife I want. I wish I still had that knife, but so that's a knife I got rid of that I kind of regret that I sold. But you know, that happens. I mean, I guess I could buy another one, but there's so many other knives I have on my radar to buy that I won't probably get to that one for a long time. Let's see. Byron Kennedy says, I will not part with it because it's a collection piece, but I was less excited with my sharpshooter jack. Let's just say for the money, I like the Lion Steel mod, traditionals just as much. Okay, well, and that's fair, man. I mean, you know, you like what you like, right? So Jack's Lungs, EDC says, in the past 12 months, I probably sold, traded, given away 40 or 50 knives. I have a problem. Yeah.
Here's one of them.
You could be like Lefty. Lefty went to Blade Show, bought a whole shitload of stuff, came home and sold almost all of it, right? So, you know, I get it. That happens, you know. And don't get me wrong. I know Kevin did some of that to make sure that other folks in the community who didn't get to go to Blade Show got to buy stuff. But, you know, he did go on a bit of a buying spree. So, Blazeburger says, I'm on a 1-and-1 out plan for a while. Just got done selling a bunch and preparing for summer purchases. I basically kind of blew my finances up buying 2 expensive knives from Q-Ball. One that I wanted, and I kind of had made plans to purchase from him when we have the next knife meetup here coming up in about a week and a half. I was on track to purchase that, but then he texted me one day and said, hey, you want to buy that Nimble too? So there went the rest of that money. Poof, gone. And I wasn't expecting to buy a couple of these knives I got recently, but I got some money from an old job that owed me some cash, some money that I never thought I'd ever see. And then lo and behold, one day I got a payment. I got a check from him. So I was like, okay. So I went ahead and bought the Roxy and the ZT Sinkovich. So, you know, it happens that way sometimes, right? You know.
It does.
A truly responsible individual who did not have a knife collecting problem would have probably put all that money that he spent on the 2 expensive knives back in the bank. But that's not how it goes for us guys. I put some money in the bank, some.
I can't buy any more knives until August. It's going to be a tough month.
Well, hey, brother, I'm forever grateful for this one.
Oh yeah,
and you will have your twin to that back very soon.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Hey, you know what? I was very humbled that Cue Ball actually offered to sell me that knife. I think he realized how much I really fell in love with that knife, you know, when I had it and was reviewing it. And then the other thing was, like, I told him, I'm like, that's the one I would buy. Like, there's only 2 colorway options I really like in those knives. I like the reverse tucks, and I like the black with the blue accents. And that was the black with the blue accents. And that was really the one, that was the first one I was like, oh, I want to buy that one. So the fact that I got to borrow that and purchase it, and it came from Cue Ball, was really cool, you know?
Urban Woodman.
What does that say?
He would like to come on if you're allowing it.
Oh, well, fuck yeah, I'll let you on, brother. Here, let me throw a link up. Sure. We're only going to be on about another 25 minutes, and I have story time coming up, but you absolutely can come on, for sure.
We got to have story time.
For sure, brother.
And Bomba Ninja, you should...
there you go, Urban Woodman. There's the link in the stream. Bring it on, brother, because I'm going to get to story time here in a few minutes. But yeah, so that, I'm always interested in what makes the knife community tick. What moves people? What knives do they like? What knives don't they like? Every week I try to have a conversational question. You know, like we talked about not sort of knife steel divas, and when Cue Ball was on, we went over the history of knife steel, sort of in a condensed version, right? And how few steels there actually were until about 20 years ago that were actual knife steels, right? We had a half of a conversation about that. So every week I try to like bring something to the table that we can talk about. So hey, I'm gonna bring Mr. Woodsman in. Here he comes. Boom. There you are, brother. What's going on?
Grilling.
Yeah. You're grilling? So
yeah, I got a steak on the grill here. Big old 2.5 pound T-bone.
You slow cooking that, boy?
I slow cooked him for about 2.5 hours. He's reverse searing now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess up the steak, man. That's more important than we are.
Here's
It's easy for me. See, Taco Tuesday happens to be on my stream night. So we get off of this stream, and my wife and I go make tacos, homemade tacos every week. And I watch Cole. I watch Cole on the kitchen counter. I watch him try. There we go. That looks good.
Where's my smell-o-vision?
I know, right?
Smell-o-vision.
No smell-o-vision going on there, brother. So how you been, man? I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks, I don't think.
Been doing a lot with the kids.
Yep.
Did our little camping weekend, and then took them sailing last Saturday, and just doing stuff with kids around the house and whatnot.
Nice.
Staying cool when it's been crazy hot down here. So
yeah, no doubt. Well, that's good, man. That's good. I'm glad you're doing all right. You know, I was telling these guys that I've been pretty preoccupied with a couple things myself over the last week or so. I almost forgot to put up the notification for my stream. I just did it today, like at lunchtime. So that happens, you know. Life sometimes gets in the way. But you definitely gotta enjoy the time with your kids while you can. You know, my kids they're all grown up, and they live in a different state. You know, so then you kind of wish you could see them more, or you had more time to visit and all that kind of stuff. So definitely appreciate that while they're young. You know.
yeah, still putting miles on the bike.
Yeah, no doubt. I saw a couple videos that you put up about new stuff you put on, new parts that you were putting on, and things like that. So.
Yeah, I got more to do. I've just it's just been too hot to sit out in the garage to do it.
Yep, I hear you. Yeah. Well, that's cool though, man. You're gonna have a lot of fun on that bike, man. Those Jap bikes, they run a long time, man. They just. I've had a lot of different kind of bikes. I owned a Harley, and I've had a lot of different bikes, and I raced motorcycles. But yeah, man, for the dependability aspect, they're hard to beat, you know.
Yeah. So here's a real short story with a nice little dad joke to it. So we were family. We were driving down the 95 down the freeway, and traffic all of a sudden just like backed up real bad. You know, cut down to about 35, 45 miles an hour all of a sudden, and we were like, "What the heck? Accident? Traffic jam? What's going on?" Like 5 minutes later, there's a bag, like a backpack, like a school backpack, on the side of the just on the side of the road. Wasn't far enough in the road to be a hazard, but on the side of the road. So literally, somebody else's baggage was slowing everybody down.
Isn't that crazy? It's like when people get a flat tire, right? How many times have you seen traffic all jammed up and you get up to where the traffic starts to move and there's somebody in the breakdown lane completely off the road changing a tire? And I'm just like, what the hell, people? Like, I can understand you slowing down a little bit, but stopping for something like that, and especially something like that, like a backpack, like what did they think? There was a bomb in it or something?
That's the thing. Check your baggage at the door so we can just move on.
Right. It was full of COVID.
What? Sneezing in the backpacks?
It was full of COVID. I don't want to get within 2 lanes of it. Oh my God.
All right. That was 8 minutes on one side. Got to do 8 minutes on the other.
Very nice, my friend. So hey, I don't usually run too far over because I actually like to watch Colson. So you guys want to do story time now?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right, let's do story time now. So I'm gonna let's see what I got here for tonight. Let's see. Gather round, children. Gather round. Get your blankies. Get your pillows. Get in the circle, folks. Because we're gonna.
Let me grab a drink from my new drink thing.
So I think I'm gonna tell. I like to give all the stories names. So this is a Marine Corps story, and this one, for those of you Marines and maybe some of you other veterans out there, you might know what this story is when I give you the title. This story is called Psychological Sit-Ups.
Mm-hmm.
Psychological sit-ups, folks. Okay.
I like that your stories have titles. Like when I tell a story, I'm never like, this is called. I just tell it. But you got titles. That's funny.
That's
anyway,
right.
Shut up, Matt.
So anyway, psychological sit-ups. Gather round, children. It's story time with Eionan, right? So I'm in the Marine Corps. I get through my basic infantry school, my advanced infantry school, and they go, hey, guess what? We're sending you to the Far East. Boom, off I go. So they end up sending me to security forces duty over in Japan, on mainland Japan. And I get there, and when you're new to a unit, there's always little rites of passage, okay? It's not always hazing. Some of that does happen, don't get me wrong, but there's usually, it's more like a rite of passage, right? And they just want to see how you'll deal with things, right? And they'll fuck with you a little bit. It might not be real bad, but you know. So anyway, we're doing PT one day, and I had only been there a couple months. And me and a good friend of mine, right, Lee Hansen, we transferred in at just about the same time. So we're doing PT, and one of the senior NCOs, he goes, hey, you guys seem pretty fit. You know, you just got out of boot camp. You just got through with all your training schools. You know, you're like in good shape, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in good shape. You know, 300 PFT, you know, all that. No, and so he's like, okay. He goes, well, we got this thing. It's called psychological sit-ups. And I go, okay. My buddy says the same thing. And he goes, well, here's the thing, man. He goes, nobody has ever been able to do 10 of them in a row. So I'm like, you know, I'm a young Marine. I'm in the best shape of my life, right? You know? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, he goes, you think you could do 10 of them? And I go, I don't know, but I'm willing to. I said, I'll give anything a try once, right? I said, I'll give it a shot. So you got all the guys in the unit there. And he goes, okay, here's how this works. He goes, we're going to have one of the other NCOs. He's going to hold your feet down. He said, and I'm going to come around behind you. He goes, and I'm going to put my hands on your shoulders to make resistance, right? And he goes, and you have to try to sit up. Touch your elbows to your knees. So I go, well, okay, this is going to be hard. I go, how hard are you going to push? He goes, well, I'm just going to rest my body weight on your shoulders. And you're going to have to sit up, right? And touch your elbows to your knees. So anyway, I'm like, okay. So, you know, when you get about 5 of these done, you're in some pain. Like your stomach is starting to burn, right? Because you got resistance. This isn't just you trying to bust out a couple hundred sit-ups in a certain amount of time. This is somebody holding your shoulders, and you've got to sit up against that resistance. So I'm struggling, right? All right, I get to 9, right? And his hand, as I'm going to sit up, his hands slip off because I'm sweaty. His hands slip off my shoulders, right? And I basically lunge forward with my head, right? Because now there's no resistance and I'm pulling as hard as I can. And the part I didn't tell you about this is they blindfold you, okay? So you can't see. So you're just trying as hard as you can to do the 10 sit-ups. And they tell you they're blindfolding you because they want you to just close your eyes and be mentally focused. His hand slips off my shoulder. I go flying forward toward the center of my legs, like this. And I feel my face hit something, right? And I'm not sure what the fuck it is. And I rip off the blindfold, and there's one of the other NCOs standing there with his pants down and his ass cheek spread facing me, right? And because his hand slipped, I kind of missed, and I hit the dude's ass cheek with my face, and it like slid off to the side of his hip, right? So that's a psychological sit-up. But that's not even the best part of the story. So they sequester my buddy, right? They have him over behind the van, and everybody's laughing, right? And they're like, oh, he didn't get to 10. 9 is the best he could do. That's what they tell him. You know, they're like, he only did 9. So I'm like, yep, I only did 9, dude. And of course, now I'm going to play this up, right? Because I did it, right? I did it. So he comes over. It was an ass, yes. He comes over. Lee comes over. And he goes through the same process. And when you're actually watching it happen, it's even funnier because when you get up around 8 or 9, that's when the other guy like stands in front of you and drops his drawers and spreads his ass cheek, right? This is things Marines do, by the way. So he gets to 9 and he goes, you might make 10. You might make 10, right? And he's sweating and he's puffing and sweat's pouring off. He's all red and everything. And he goes like this to pull, and they let him go, right? And he totally freaking nose plants right in the guy's cornhole. Like, boom! Like, bullseye, baby! Right in the cornhole. Boom! And he comes out with a brown ring around his nose. He's got brown around his nose. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad I hit the fucking ass cheek and bounced off to the hip. You know what I mean? I'm like, I would much rather say that my face hit some dude's ass cheek than it went in somebody's cornhole. Right in the starfish, baby. So that's a psychological sit-up, you know? But anyway, so he rips off the thing and he's like, what the hell, you know? They're like, hey, you got a brown ring on your nose, dude.
That's brutal.
A starfish surprise. That's right. A chocolate starfish.
That's
right?
nasty.
Boom. You got a starfish surprise. That's it. So anyway, that, folks, is psychological sit-ups. And that gives you just a tiny little insight into how crazy us Marines really are. I like crayons.
Did you tell that joke just because I'm here?
No, but yeah, give me a reading the string, yeah, right? My name's just Bill. He says, whoa, I turned in just in time for cornhole face. Yep, exactly. But anyway, that's one of the many, many, many Marine stories I have. That is called psychological sit-ups, and that is how they are done.
I will never do one of those if offered.
And well, now you know, right? See, that's the difference. Like when you're just a young, dumb Marine, you don't know any better. They're like, come on, man. Nobody's ever done 10 of them. I'm like, I can do 10 of anything.
Red flag number 1, though, is getting blindfolded in a room full of dudes.
It wasn't even in a room. It's in a field.
It doesn't matter. A bunch of guys.
It was on a rec field. Like,
You're
that's the other
getting
crazy part of the story. Like, this is how freaking ridiculously crazy all of us Marines were. Like, this is on a rec field. There are people running around a track outside of the, we're in the middle of it. And there's a track and we're running and guys are out there like dropping their pants and, you know, like spreading their butt cheeks and stuff.
It's because every one of those guys has had a ring around their nose at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, rites of passage, right? Psychological sit-ups is a rites of passage. Yeah, here, holding my beer. Exactly. So anyway, guys, that is story time for this evening.
Oh, here we go.
I want to, oh my God. Oh my God. Here, hold on a second. Hold on. Don't go away from that view. Oh my God.
What knife is that?
That is a LT Wright. That's the Bandit.
Nice.
That's cool. Yep.
I like the looks of that.
Nice knife.
I like the look of that steak too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. Very cool. So real quick, I want to remind everybody that July 5th, there will be a knife giveaway. So Orion Solaris is being given away on July 5th on my live stream. You must be in the live stream to have a chance to win. There will be other prizes that go with that, plus swag, and there will be a second giveaway that same night. The only other advertising I'm going to do for that is I'm going to mention it on Instagram the day before, and that's it. I'm not going. There won't be any giveaway video. There won't be any of that. You just have to be here on July 5th, Tuesday night in my live stream. Okay? There'll be 2 chances to win some cool stuff. Some of that stuff is stuff you can only win. You can't buy. Think about that. All right.
Like
you got anything else, Brother Matty?
Like one of your little balls?
There will be some of those given away.
Ooh, these are pretty fun.
Matter of fact, there will be at least 2 or 3 of those given away. So, among other things.
These are nice.
So don't miss it. Also, a quick reminder before a lot of you jump over into Cole's stream, if you haven't already done so, tomorrow night, don't miss this guy over here. Don't miss this guy. His live stream is tomorrow. All right. He may not have the stories I have, but his live streams are always entertaining.
I do not have the stories you have.
Well, listen, guys, I really appreciate everybody coming in. I am going to go have some dinner. I am going to listen to Cole's live stream. Woodsman, thank you so much for stopping by. It's good to see you, brother.
Oh, thank you guys. It was fun.
Yeah,
as always.
Anytime. You're making me hungry looking at that, you eating that steak. So
How is it?
It's right on. Perfect.
Oh, so I'm hungry. It's almost dinner time.
All right, folks, I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. Don't forget,
Thank you, everybody.
New episode of Fully Deployed comes out this Sunday, and July 5th, giveaway.
And Shane and Grumpy are having giveaways.
That's correct.
So go to their channels and enter.
That's right. Grumpy
Quickly.
is doing a giveaway for 500 subs, and Shane Gables, Puck and Knife Review, is also doing a giveaway. So get in on those. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone that's been in here. Thank you to my moderators, Michael Morgan, Mimo, and my brother from another mother, Gonzo's Reviews. Thank you for Maddie for guesting and Urban Woodsman for coming on. I hope you guys have had a good time. Have a good night. I'll see you next week, guys.
Good night, everybody.